Nightwing number 18, written by Kyle Higgins, art by Juan Jose Rip. So, last issue, we introduced a new villain named the Dealer who was selling off an item of Nightwing's dad's circus outfit that had Jokerized makeup on it. And also, nothing bad was going to happen to Damian. This issue, something bad happened to Damian. So, this is a Requiem issue. And we're going through the exact same conversation where Damian's telling him, like, hey, look, things are bad, but they're going to be okay, Nightwing. Pull yourself together. And then, whoopsie, we're seeing Dick Grayson at Damian's grave. And it's just like, oh, I was there during the events of Batman Incorporated. I saw it happen. The Joker 2 weeks ago turned my life upside down, and now this happens. Like, I just need to move forward, I guess. I'll do my best. And we see 2 days later, he's just zoning out on the couch, recovering from all of his injuries, eating Chinese food, and he gets a voicemail from Sonia, who basically says, like, hey, I know you went through a lot because the Joker burned down Amusement Mile, and this is really hitting you hard, but, like, you can just call me. I'm here for you. I'm always here to listen whenever you need. And at that point, he gets a knock at the door. It's a package of a new video game, Swordwalkers, which he promised Damian he would buy so that they could play together. And as soon as he sees it, he gets so pissed off, he throws his phone against the wall and just be like, okay, I'm not doing so hot. So he goes out for coffee with Sonia and tries to make small talk about it. And she's just like, I guess I'm fine. Is everything cool? And he's like, I really don't want to be here and I don't want to talk right now. And Sonya's like, okay, here's the thing. Because of who my dad was, and Nightwing just jumps in, oh, you mean the guy who killed my parents? It's like, yeah, because of that, dick. So, because of who my dad was, I was always emotionally pretty closed off, and I know how hard it is, but you're not like that. You're very open. You let people in, and that's a good thing, and you need to keep doing that because you do not want to go down the path that I went down. So, at that point, he goes off on his own way. He gets back home, and Batman is waiting for him. Says, all right, get dressed. So, they go out in their costumes, and Batman leads them to the dealer, saying, like, hey, there's an auction going on in this building in the basement downstairs. They have an item that belonged to your dad. I just thought you'd want to know. And Nightwing's like, okay, what else aren't you telling me? He's just like, nothing. I'm not keeping anything from you. And Nightwing's like, yeah, okay, sure, you're not keeping anything. That's a first. So Batman goes off. And we see inside the dealer's auction house where they're all wearing gas masks to protect their identity, and they bid on just a bunch of crap. One guy bids on a chainsaw that the Joker used for one of his things. And then they're like, all right, so now it's a tragedy within its own right, but now because of the Jokerization, it's even more worthwhile. And they unveil the costume, and as they're about to bid on it, power goes out. And Nightwing jumps in and just starts beating the crap out of everybody. But they do have guns and flamethrowers and such, so Nightwing is a little bit worse for wear throughout the fight. But as the fight's ongoing, the dealer is basically saying, like, hey, if we kill him, who wants to bid on him? And everyone's like, oh, I'll take 20,000 for his hair, 30,000 for his ears. So at that point, Nightwing's like, oh my god, these guys are awful. Jesus. But he does manage to get the upper hand on the dealer. And so the dealer activates his final little extra thing, which is the Joker's jet fuel, which immediately starts engulfing the place in flames. And he's like, okay, well, everyone's running, and I'm going to go ahead and just grab my father's outfit and then make my way out. But it turns out that one of the rooms that these bidders were in is stuck shut, and they're all going to burn in there. And so he looks at the costume, looks back at them, and says, all right, get down. He busts down the window and saves all their lives. And he's had to leave the costume to burn, but he's like, you know what? I did the right thing there. I'm letting the past be the past, and I'm moving forward, doing the right thing. So he goes back to Damian's grave one more time, and he's like, you know, I know you'd be giving me crap about coming here talking to a grave, Damian, but, like, you were my brother in every sense of the word. I loved you, and I wish that I could have been there for you the way you were there for me. And he leaves the video game at Damian's grave. And then the final reveal here is Sonia and Dick meet back up. Dick explains that he lost somebody important to him, and Sonia's like, "Oh, I had no idea. I'm so sorry, but I need to tell you something." And she passes him a computer, and as it turns out, Tony Zuko, her father, the guy who he thought was dead for quite some time now, is still alive and has seemingly faked his death. And yeah, that's the hook for next time. I mean, that's a big thing. Bringing back this guy, especially as he's saying, "Oh, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to get stuck in the past anymore." To bring back the thing that caused all of his issues. Yeah, I'm interested. I really like it. I'd say the biggest critique of this issue, though, is just the art style. I'm not a huge fan of the way that faces look in this. A bit too like doll-like, I think, but it is a solid story being told. I like the emotional beats to it. It doesn't linger on emo Dick for long enough, or for too long, I should say. It does exactly what it needs to do. It hasn't moved forward again. No problems. So overall, I'm going to give this one I'm going to give it a 7.5, but I would have given it an 8 if the art style was just a little bit more up my alley. So take of that what you will. But no, good issue. Looking forward to seeing where this twist leads from here on.